Hey guys, how you doing? This is Bobby Davis here from the tech capital of the world, Kernersville, North Carolina. I am joined by Kevin Doyle, the best producer on the planet. Hey Kevin, how you doing?
I don't know on the planet, maybe in Kernersville.
Kernersville by far. So
maybe I've got Kernersville on lockdown.
yeah, that's it.
Maybe that's what it is. So just before we start talking about anything, I noticed that so when we go live on YouTube, I have on my personal YouTube account, I've set it up so that I get a notification. So make sure that everybody gets the notifications. I've noticed a lot of times they come through really slow. I don't know why. It's a YouTube thing. So if you guys don't get the notification when we go live, that's not us, that's YouTube. But today, I noticed that it came straight away, like it was there, sitting on my phone straight away when we went live. Normally, it's like 20 minutes in, it'll pop up. I don't understand YouTube sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's just the way that it is. That's a YouTube thing, not us, I promise. Now, when we're 2 minutes late, that's us.
That's us, like today.
But when the notification goes out, that's not us. So.
Oh, we've got Horta D has just asked me the best question of all time here. How close are you guys to carry? Okay. That's where Epic, who makes Fortnite, are.
It is. We're pretty close. We're an hour away, maybe?
An hour. We're an hour. Epic Games. They made Fortnite. They make Unreal Engine. And one of my best stories of all time. So one guy called me on the phone one time for San Francisco trying to sell me something. And he literally asked me, do y'all have any, what's the tech scene? Do y'all have any, tech jobs there?
Yeah, in North Carolina.
In North Carolina. I mean,
you're like, whoa, there's some pretty big companies you may have heard of.
So I was kind of snarky. I said, yeah, we just got the wheel last week, but you probably saw it in Fortnite, which is made here. But
that's funny. That's funny.
But
yeah, that's cool. Maybe if anybody knows anybody at Epic, I'd love to do a tour at Epic. If anybody has a hook in there, that'd be sweet. I'd love to
try to get them on the show. We haven't been unsuccessful, so we're trying.
Yeah, if anybody knows anybody there, let us know.
Also, Red Hat's here too, as well in Durham, right out there. So
it's a pretty big deal. And they have that amphitheater downtown that they sponsor, and they have a super nice building. There's a nice Microsoft building there too.
Right.
In Raleigh.
Exactly. Microsoft has a location in Raleigh. And so we're in Kernersville. We're in between Raleigh and Charlotte. So, So yeah, Adam's right. Adam's here. He knows what I'm talking about. Doesn't have the newfangled computers yet.
We do have some people that genuinely believe that.
Yeah.
They're like, hold on a minute. You have a boot camp in where? Carolina where?
North Carolina. We're good. We're good though. We have an NBA team here in Charlotte. We have an NFL team. Hockey team that won the Stanley Cup. I don't know about soccer. Do we have soccer here? I don't watch it.
No,
we don't have an MLS or even a club team.
No, we don't. No. We don't. So John B lives in Columbus. I'm going to assume that's Columbus, Ohio, which is where I left for a chunk of time. So they do have an MLS team, and I'm a Crew fan. So hence I have a Crew ball back there.
Yeah,
I was a season ticket holder for a long time. So
that's the best name for a team right there, the Crew. I mean, I just think
it's a good name. It's a good name. I like that. They're getting a new stadium.
Oh,
it does. They're getting a new stadium this year. They're getting a brand new downtown stadium, obviously multi-million-dollar stadium. It's going to be super good. So they were an original MLS team from '96, and they've played in the same stadium the whole time. Now they're getting a new stadium. I think it's next year. I think it's going to be ready. So I'm excited for that. But Adam says we're getting it here next year, so I'm good for that.
Yeah, Tech Rally's called.
That'll be awesome.
Football. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot that was in that video where he says football, and that was me editing that. And I'm like, I think you're wrong. I think this is football. And I showed a little clip.
Yeah.
That's great. I think I heard about that, Adam. The Panthers getting
I don't know the new guys. I know the other guy went through some trouble and had to sell the team, but I forgot who the new guy was. Good for him though. Charlotte. Yeah. Charlotte's a pretty hot city, man. It's got a lot of stuff going on. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And it does have a different meaning in the US.
Totally different, man. So
this one little football thing here that only here knows. If you're from any other part of the world, American football, you have nothing that's similar. You can say rugby, but it's not really.
No.
It's its own thing here, and it has a rabid following.
It does. It's big. So,
yeah. And there you go. MSV has cricket. So I'm familiar with cricket too. We have cricket in the UK. I like cricket. Cricket's fun.
Yeah, we have baseball here.
Baseball. Again, totally different thing. The only similarity is there's a ball and a bat. That's it.
I've never really invested time into learning about cricket. I think I should maybe.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
Well, if you ever went to the UK or you ever went to India or Australia, cricket's big there. So.
Oh, so this guy, our friend's back to Quick Fact. We've had him on the show. He wants to know why we stream, Kevin. Is it a business move or a more fun thing to do?
It's definitely a fun thing to do.
A fun thing to do.
We only show up here because you guys show up here.
Yeah, when you guys quit showing up, we probably will quit streaming every day. But like, it's not necessarily a business move per se. I mean, like, it'd be cool if that happens. But
we talk about business stuff on here. We have a boot camp.
Yeah,
we teach people to learn to code, and we talk about it here all the time. So I guess it's both. But if it wasn't fun, we definitely wouldn't show up.
No, this isn't like of all the things that I can do to generate revenue. It's not this thing necessarily. So
yes,
but we do want to build an audience here where we can bring you guys information, learn how to code, get a job, that kind of stuff. So it's more like
definitely.
That's what we're doing. So like we stream every day out of necessity though. COVID's what started this. Before I just had a YouTube channel and we would film a couple things a week. And then we just started going live every day and you guys kept coming. So we kept doing it.
Right.
So right now it's fun. We do it for fun. And so, it's kind of fun.
Yep. And we started a YouTube channel originally because yes, we have a boot camp, but we had the internal skills to be able to create a YouTube channel. So we thought that was cool to start off with. We saw what was out there and we're like, okay, that's cool, but I think we can do better. And we have something to say. And we decided that not everybody's going to come to our boot camp. We get it, but we wanted to just provide enough information for everybody to learn something. So that's why we did it.
Yeah.
That's why our YouTube channel exists.
Yeah.
And Bobby was gracious enough to go on camera to start off with, and we just
kept doing it. So, but yeah, we're excited that we have almost 37,000 subscribers now, so that's kind of cool for us. We're not the biggest channel, but
actually we're 30. What are we? 38 now, I think.
38. Okay,
800, something like that. It's
So if you know like 10,000 people to get us to 50, that'd be good. Someone out
we're
there
really trying to get to 50 this year.
Yeah.
If you want to share it, that'd be awesome.
That'd be kind of cool.
Go like our old videos. That'd be awesome too. We'd super appreciate it. Let's see here.
I think John B's got us right. If you join the boot camp, win-win. I think that's great. But in general, my whole life story is try to inspire people to get in. And so to get into coding. And we know that even early on, like just now we've announced international. Before that, we didn't even think we could do that. So we knew that, 30 or 40% of the audience is outside the US. It may be higher. But so we're just there to inspire you and help you kind of break into the industry. It's kind of cool. Make 1 million friends. That's my goal in life. So
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. He also says this though, which is funny.
Yeah.
I can be doing much more with that time of streaming towards lowly people. We don't think of it that way at all.
We don't think of it that way.
We definitely don't think of it that way. We don't get on here and be like, man, let's go talk to the lowly people.
Exactly.
That's not how we talk about it. We want to give you guys good content. That's what we want to give you.
I mean, honestly, John B, if I was just stupid honest, I do have some partners in the business and they do wonder why I spent so much time on YouTube. So if that tells you how much bank we're making on YouTube, they're like, can you do something else?
I will tell you now, YouTube does not make bank.
Yeah, it doesn't. It might can if you have 1 million subs or something like that, or you get 100,000.
Sure. Oh, if you get to 1 million subs, for sure. Probably when you get to 100,000, you can probably start monetizing it legitimately. But otherwise, it's like you're not making a lot of money. You really don't make a lot of money. This is not really true, MSB. This is definitely not true. One time I'll show you the numbers. It's not epic. Trust me.
So I think it would be pretty decent if you're just a guy and you're just doing this on the side. But when you compare it to the overall company revenue, it's like, no, it's not epic at all. We barely. Yeah. We have more money invested in camera equipment than we've ever made on YouTube. But YouTube wouldn't even buy the Pocket Cinema.
By a long shot. Yeah. By a long shot. Yeah, by a long shot. What's this? Kevin, what happened to Nightbot? I entered a warning. I don't know. I don't know. I might have. I did try and lower its threshold this morning, so maybe you can get away with more with Nightbot now.
Yeah.
Maybe. So we'll see. Let's see here. What else do we have here?
It's got some memes. We got some meme. We can do meme.
This is funny. It's a coffee sponsorship. Toti Legacy USA Code is a joke to us. We're not on the level of Starbucks, man. We are not. We do not. We would never get a Starbucks sponsorship. Yeah. We are working with somebody else.
We are working with someone
who is a big company.
It's a big company.
This sort of leads us into our next thing. We talked. Yeah. So this is going to upset Estevan because we're going to have to talk about this for another week now, at least.
Yeah. So our big announcement got delayed a week, and that's because we are working with a company, and they wanted us to wait a week for announcement, obviously for a lot of reasons, but mostly because of what's happening in the U.S. right now. And that makes sense, to us and to them. Totally. And so they don't want to hold contests when there's, protests and stuff going on and COVID.
Yeah, it makes sense. A lot of stuff. It makes sense. You don't want to talk about all this stuff and then have, we're giving away a whatever it is. That just wouldn't work very well. So,
but it's
not Starbucks.
Yeah, it's not Starbucks, but you'll recognize the name for sure. I mean, for sure. And it's kind of cool.
Yep, definitely.
So, and then I definitely think David's heard of them for sure.
David's definitely heard of them for sure.
He's heard of them for sure.
Estevan, and sorry about continuing on with this, Estevan. We're going to hype it for another week. So you're going to hype it next week. /lovers. Yeah. But yes, it does. We do want to build a community here. That's why we started a Discord channel for you guys too. It's like you guys showed up at lunchtime and you guys wanted to talk to each other as well outside of this. So we started the Discord channel to do that.
Yeah.
Purely just to do that. So a community here is good. And we do want to provide inspiration for you. Is it a tax write-off? It's a tax write-off.
No.
I don't think it's a tax write-off. It's not a tax write-off.
The camera might be
right off anything. The camera might be,
Then you actually pay taxes for owning it. So it's kind of weird. You can write off the expense off your profit, and then you have to pay the taxes to own all the camera equipment. So
right. Right. The $15 check he got from YouTube last month definitely made me rich.
That's kind of our YouTube income range, somewhere in that range. Like that.
Yeah. It is a little bit more than that, but we're not talking thousands. I'll tell you that.
I can't drive it, put it that way. This is not buying me a car.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
I think my bicycle Cyclone's worth more.
This is more likely. This is more like it. YouTube is a charitable donation. Cool. And that's sort of that's almost the way that we think about it. Is we want to give you guys inspiration, information, and have the opportunity to ask Bobby stuff. That's why we do this.
So here's a good question. We'll get serious here for a second. Where's some good people learn C#.net? I think you can go to ASP.net. They just reworked a lot of their stuff, and there's a lot of free tutorials out there that you can take C# 101 from. And then I would exhaust that stuff first and then move on to somewhere like Pluralsight or some of the great YouTube guys out there. I think I Am Tim Corey has a .NET video. Mosh has a .NET video. So I think there's a lot of resources out there, but ASP.net is free right now. So it's kind of cool. I think. Let me put that up here.
Yeah. What was I going to put up here? I just saw something else and it just slipped off my screen. Yes, take with Estevan. But we'll talk about it probably towards the end of next week. Let's see here.
I'll share my screen here.
Okay.
So this is learn.net. Basically, it's .net.microsoft.com/learn. And pretty much everything that you want to know is right in here. And right here in this in-browser tutorial, you can start off with a console application and run some code.
Yeah, this gives you like in-window coding, doesn't it? So you can do it like you don't have to have an IDE or something to run it in. You can run it in the browser.
Right. So you just run code and you'll see that it's hello worlds in here. And then
wasn't this called like try.net or something like that? Wasn't this?
Yeah, so they have their own compiler that runs in a browser. I asked my hands-on about it, and you can't. At first, they were going to allow you to use it everywhere, and now they decided that it wasn't enough demand, so they just use it internally. So, like,
okay, wow, interesting.
Other compilers out there that you could put on your website to make something similar like this. I've been playing around trying to do this and do a coding challenge site, but I haven't got there yet. So, yeah, it's kind of cool.
Cool.
But so let's see if I can do this. Try modifying the code so that the console says hello to your name instead of the world. For example, hello, Anna. Select run code. All right. So let's see if I put my name in there.
I think you got this one.
I can do it. I don't know. The question is is it checking for Anna or not? Let's see here. There we go. It's kind of cool. So this is kind of like this one's like a really Code Academy type deal if you've looked at Code Academy.
Okay.
So, it's kind of cool.
They do have a project one though too, don't they? Based in there.
Yeah. So I would definitely do this first if you're just starting out, and then and if you want to, I think it's cool though the way they brought over my Bobby from the last one. That's kind of neat. So they kept going with it, and they're using string concatenation. Could have used that temperate literal, man. Come on, dude.
You gotta start somewhere.
Got to start somewhere. So we'll do this one more time here, and then I'll just show you. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's kind of neat.
Also, they're having you put it in a variable and then add the variable to the. Okay, interesting.
So anyway, there we go. Cool. I had too many comments in there. We'll get it right.
So yeah, so you can definitely start. That's definitely a place to start for sure.
I think so.
Simple stuff.
It's pretty neat. And then back here, if you're learning something specific, say you already know sort of what you're doing and you want to just start looking at web, there's a lot of things in here about videos like ASP.NET 101. So I think that's really cool. And then inside of here, there's also MVC Movie, which is another project that you can just download after you went through this, then you start building a project.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's the cheapest way to do it, and one of the better ways to do it. Personally, it's just been redone. It's really good. So pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's what Scott was saying when he came on. They'd redone a bunch of their learning tool stuff.
All right, cool.
Answer this question. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, but the Sten. What's the best JS/front end framework to go along with C#.NET?
So I think it's Vue, but you can React, you can Angular, you can jQuery it, you can vanilla JavaScript it. There's a lot of ways that you not think.
Do any of them have a better tie-in with C#? I think Sean was saying yesterday, React and
with React, it's a whole
templates.
ecosystem. Yeah, you got to buy into their controllers and their thing. So like if you're building C# backends, or even let's say that you're building an MVC site and you still want to use their kind of master page or layout page type stuff, you want to use their backend controllers, but you need you don't want a post-pack experience on all your pages. Vue's definitely the best for that.
Okay.
Or some kind of flavor of jQuery Ajax. But Vue has all the templating that you would find in a standard Razor page. So that's kind of what it is.
Oh, Estevan likes the Microsoft Learning Docs free and great courses.
Yeah, they're good. I mean,
totally agree.
That's cool.
We totally agree. And there you go. Adam put it down in the chat too, so you guys can go click on it down in the chat as well if you haven't seen it down there.
Thanks, Adam. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Let me see here. Taki, what you got going on here? By the way, I got a small summer job. It is in .NET Core. Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
To be honest, I learned C# and .NET Core Web API a month ago, and I sort past their code tests, so they seemed okay with it. To be clear, I'm a CS student, but still.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Congrats. That's awesome.
So this goes back to imposter syndrome, Taquique. I mean, like a lot of times we think we're not ready when we kind of are. Like they're not. A lot of these companies aren't trying to reinvent the world here. They just need someone that can do some maintenance on some stuff, and like it's kind of a tall barrier to get to, but once you get there, it's not impossible, and you can get these jobs. So, and if it gives you any hope, I have seen the job market in the U.S. move in the last 2 weeks. So we have a lot more activity with our students, getting interviews, getting gigs. So
we've started to see it pick up again a little bit, which is good.
Taquique said he only loved it because of us.
See, doesn't that make you feel good? That's why we show up. That's why we're here everyday
I
live.
hit you right here. You know, it gets me right.
Yes,
so
that's why we're here everyday live. That's awesome. That's
cool.
Good.
All right, that's awesome.
Here you go. What's your opinion on cold calling, reaching out to companies with positions that might not be posted yet?
Do it every day. So we have a whole team of people. We're just calling people, man. Hey, you got any openings? And this goes into what you would learn in the book, Breaking the Code, talks about this at detail, like how the recruiting industry works. And if you're not reaching out to these companies, I guarantee you recruiting companies are. And that's why most of the jobs don't get posted, because they've already placed that person there. Even
if you have a company and you have one point of contact, it's just so much easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
If your recruiter just says, "Oh, I have 8 people I can show you," like, okay, just show them, and you're gonna pick one. That's just how it works.
So we do that. Now, for you as an individual, it maybe seem kind of weird, and you got to learn how to get through to the companies. And I'm not saying it's easy. It's hard work, man. It's like hard work. But I would say if you're going to cold call a company, cold call one on a position that you see posted is probably the best route to go. But better route, if you're just by yourself, Raphael, is just work with a recruiter, because they'll do all that cold calling for you. If you can cold call your way into a position, you should probably start a recruiting firm.
Right. It is a skill, because you do have to be brave when doing it.
Yeah.
Because you will get knocked down a bunch.
Yeah. And then you need to track all your calls, and you need to schedule all your follow-ups, all those kind of stuff. So that's what we do on a daily basis is we're calling the same guy 7 to 8 times, trying to figure out what are they hiring, what's going on.
Yeah, you have to have some thick skin to be able to get to the right people too.
Yeah.
You'll definitely get shot down, and you won't be able to find the right people. You have to ask for another contact. Some people will be unwilling to give it. You have to call back and speak to somebody else. And it's just there's a whole bunch of that involved. Yeah,
and then there's also cold calling. Instead of cold calling, you also can do LinkedIn and message. You can do DMs on Twitter. So there's a lot of things that you can do to get a job. But I think if you're aggressive enough, Raphael, you'll find one. And that's the thing. You can't wait for it to happen. You kind of got to go after it and just keep chasing the dream of breaking in, and eventually you will.
Yep. Here you go. Tikit's asking too, do you have any tips for people starting their first job? I feel like I'm going to be useless for 2 weeks or something. It's probably longer than 2 weeks. You'll feel useless.
You might feel that way. But what I would say is the tips are do a lot of your research, but don't do too much research before you ask a question. All right. So you don't want to be the guy that's asking for every single thing that comes down the pipe, but put in the time to do your research. And then before that time runs out, where you spent a week and did nothing, make sure that you get enough clarifying questions to feel like you can contribute, and just try to contribute something each and every week. Try to fix something, push something, do something every week. And when you feel like you're sitting around not doing anything, call, email, instant message, whatever you got to do, and find out to make yourself more available to the people, and just say, give me something to do, man. I want to fix this, or ask a question, clarifying question.
Yeah, definitely be eager. Don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy, because shy gets you fired. I mean, because they'll feel like
it does.
The Tweak can't do anything. He's been sitting there for 2 weeks doing nothing. And what it is that you're stuck, or you're afraid to ask, or you're afraid you'll look dumb, or doing whatever. They know you're a junior, especially if you're an intern summer job, man. They're just ask all the questions you can.
Yep. Yeah. Yep, definitely. Oh, Jumpy has a question. A Dino question. What do we get? 24 minutes in without a Dino question. Dino.js courses are dropping now. But in a business focus, is it not worth learning the new right? Or I guess, is it worth learning Dino right now?
So John's been on her for a while, but I'm depends on what you know right now. I don't know what your skill set is. If Dino's going to be your only skill, it's not worth learning. It's definitely, I'd spend more time in React if you want to do JavaScript or Angular.
Or just Node at this point, right?
Or Node, yeah. So that's where you should focus, the stuff that's in demand right now. That's why we push ASP.NET. That's why I like .NET, because it's not like JavaScript, where seems like there's always a flavor of the month. and everything's changing. It's confusing. I do think there'll be some new project work in Dino, but these will be for companies that are already doing something else. They were already using JavaScript as their primary, and they're already way into Node. I'd say 12 months from now, we'll see how far Dino goes, but you can learn it 12 months from now. Right now, I guarantee you they're going to hire you for the more mainstream stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. David has a question. Opinion about Google, Microsoft certificates in programming.
So I'm more familiar with the Microsoft ones, obviously. So MCAD, Microsoft Certified Application Developer, is the one to go after.
Is that a cherry on top kind of thing?
Yeah. So like there's some benefits to it. So if you can get MCAD, you can get some stuff from Microsoft. You can get, if you can get 4 of them put together, your company can be gold partner, and then you can get free software, things like that. So that's the reason why we pursued it at a company level, is more for the free software and less for the certificates. But I mean, you throw an MCAD on your resume, and then that's one more thing that people can go, huh, okay. But I don't think it's
difficult to get.
Yeah, they're kind of,
they're not easy. They're not
this shouldn't be.
Okay.
They're not a gimme. No, they're not a gimme.
Okay.
So like, but they're 50 question tests typically, and you just study for them. Typically, I think there's 4 to 5 for MCAD. Someone can correct me.
Okay.
JavaScript, ASP, C#.
Is it multi-choice questions, that kind of work, or is it actual like doing work?
It's multiple choice questions most of the time.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool. I mean, but they can be tricky like any other thing. They try to trick you up and have 4 similar answers, and so you got to study. And then what you're doing for these certificates is really looking at the question type. Oh, that's the question about this, and they'll rephrase that question 3 times, and then they put that question in banks, and so there may be a bank of 1,000 questions, and so like you've studied 150, and then you'll see a pattern where you'll say, oh, that's the SQL question about inner join, and they've just changed all the verbiage of it, and then you sometimes the answer right away. Right.
There's just some core topics you have to be familiar with. You just have to know that question relates to that topic.
Yeah. But yeah, you can get your MCAD. I think it's cool. I mean, I'm pursuing it right now, so I'm trying to get recertified right now. So it's among all the other things.
So it expires?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they want you to redo it.
How long does it last?
A couple of years.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and then
I know that's the same way with the Google stuff so I do AdSense and all that kind of stuff for Google. I try and do those certifications. I think they last a year, so you got to redo them every year. Because obviously it's an ever evolving thing. They want you to keep redoing them. So I try and do those.
Pay money, and it's
So,
but it's okay. I mean, it's cool. You will learn a lot. I mean, you'll learn a lot.
Yep. We go to this one. What do you think about Google Cloud Platform? Should I go for that or the free alternatives?
I think you need.
I know you're not a big Google fan, right? When it comes to cloud.
No, I think that the reason I'm not, I really haven't looked at it that much because AWS and Azure are so dominant. So when you're looking at these platforms, I think it's better to be on the one that is more likely to be used by the person that would hire you. So and that is clearly AWS and Azure. Doesn't mean that I don't use Google Cloud. I mean, we're using some of the services right now. They have the best mapping services in the business. I mean, we're working on a mapping project right now, and it's the best. I mean, it's by far and away better than Bing. I mean, so it's just better. So depends on what you're doing. So sometimes we sign up for different services. I don't know if mapping is in the cloud platform per se, but if you're just hosting stuff, they're all priced the same. I mean, but when you ask me about cloud platform, I'm thinking about the services that you can get, like serverless functions, Lambda functions on AWS, microservices, machine learning, all those kind of workloads, translation, all those things.
Sorry, this is funny. Adam just reminded us of this.
Are we?
Yes. This is YouTube. We are. I mean,
that's true. I see what you're saying.
I'm
thinking more along the lines of our stream platform.
Yeah.
But
No, it's just how you think about it, but that's true. Yeah. We are. So that's cool. Hey, we got a new listener here. Awesome. Victor Mendoza, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Victor.
Thanks for putting in a comment.
Tell us where you're from.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's see here. Oh, I like this too. Estevan says he's been using many different technologies for years, but after listening to us closely in the past year through videos, he decided to go to C# as my focus. Love it.
Golden Hammer.
Super good.
I like it. That's cool. Tell us how that works out. Hopefully that works out for you and that a different.
Yeah. There's another beginner question here. Shrihari is a beginner. Any tips to get started with GUI using C++ or Python?
When you say GUI, I'm going to assume you mean desktop applications.
Right.
So just go through a tutorial and build a project. On Microsoft, for most desktop applications, C++ was dominant for years, but now you're seeing .NET Core with WinForms and WPF. Depends on what your Windows app or your desktop app is trying to do, but .NET Core allows you to like push it anywhere. Obviously, that's a big benefit. Performance, there could be a performance reason why you want to use C++ over WPF, but if that is not the key focus, WPF and will give you a better design experience than C++, in my opinion. But some of you guys, C++ guys out there, are like, throwing stuff at the YouTube screen right now. So but if I didn't know anything and you're a beginner, I would definitely start with WPF and WinForms, and by the way, the WinForms designer just got pushed out into .NET Core, so it's going to be, in a weird way, WinForms will now go to cross-platform. Kind of cool. The designer works across platforms. Kind of neat. I think they'll rename it because it's no longer WinForms.
Right.
But that's kind of cool.
They'll come up with some terrible name. That's going to happen. Sorry, Microsoft.
Maui Forms.
Yeah. Sorry. Victor has a question too. Says, with an AWS serverless application, would you advise using C#, Laravel, or Django?
I use C# for that stuff. But
does it just depend on what you know? Does one have an advantage of another on this?
They have examples for all of them, and so you just follow the example in the language you want to
I'm
use.
assuming you can do the same thing with all of them.
Yeah. Yes.
That would be my assumption, right?
Yeah.
Because you're creating a serverless application on a platform like AWS, the language is just a preference, right?
And they're rolling out language support so you can build these, because this is the wave of the future, where you don't have to worry about hosting and things like that. And just to tell you, and people think I'm crazy, C# being pushed on AWS serverless should tell you all you need to know about the power of C#.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that are on AWS, and they rolled out. I don't know when exactly they did it. It wasn't yesterday, but it wasn't like 5 years ago either. Azure comes out with their flavor of serverless functions, and it's written in C#. So if you were suddenly an AWS shop, but you did .NET, Azure was competing heavily for those kind of .NET developers. Hey, come over here to Azure because it's better. And so now you see C# rolled out there because there's so many people coding on it. But all of those are probably candidates. It depends on what you know. I would use what I know right now if I had to build something and put it in production.
Yep. Raphael has a question here over 3 parts. So here's how it goes. How do you pick a professional domain name to host your portfolio under? More specifically, when your name is too complicated or too long, is an alias worth establishing? We've talked about this.
You don't want to get RafaelHernandez.com. Is that what he's asking?
I think so. Yeah. I don't think that's too bad. I think you could have that, or you could go RafaelHernandez.dev. They have those .dev domains are easier to find. .com's always going to be better, and we've domain hunted before when we've been talking about something.
Yeah.
Trying to find domains, it can be tough. But
so let's just see.
Aliases are tough though when you know that when it's not you for a personal site.
All right, let's do it. All right, someone good at it.
Okay.
Let's see. First off, I would go first name first, Raphael. So I'm going to spell your name correctly, I hope.
Yep, Rafael.
Let's just see. This is where I would start. You can get it for $10,000.
Yeah, I'd advise not buying that.
No, I wouldn't do that at all.
Unless you're just very rich and you just want to run your own name. Like
I wouldn't do that. Ooh, this one's kind
Raphael.tech is good. Yeah, I like that.
$100. That was cool. That would keep moving.
How much is it?
$700.
700. Again, you got money. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I probably won't buy that either. You're right.
I wouldn't either. No. So I don't like these that are too
yeah.
So then you could do something like this and just come up with a name. And it went away.
Oh, he actually says he has the .dev one already. He actually has the .dev one, which I kind of like because it says a lot of that. So he already has that one. I think that is a good one.
I was going to go RaphaelDev.com, but that doesn't come back for some reason. That's weird.
Interesting.
Okay.
But I like that. Your name.dev is good for a portfolio, I think.
Yeah,
I think that works.
It's perfect. You already know.
Aliases are kind of tough because you've sort of got to stick with it. Aliases work better if you're like if you're developing a YouTube channel or something like that. It works there better. If you're trying to get a professional job, having an alias makes it tougher.
Yep.
That'd be my advice.
Yeah. So, for example, man, I mean, just in real talk here, Breaking the Code, the book comes out on June 23rd, and we had to build a website, and we looked for Breaking the Code, and you can't get it because it's on another book.
Well, it was also like, and you could buy some version of it for like, again, $10,000. We're like, we're not doing that.
Yeah. And so 5 steps to a softwarejob.com, which is like probably the longest domain in the history of domain.
But it's in the book. So
it's in the book. So like we had to roll with it. So, .dev works good. So
yeah, definitely. Oh, Takit also, his job is going to be remote. And he tips about working remote.
Unplug the Xbox.
Yeah. My number one tip is definitely not just as a developer working remote, period, is make yourself a space to go to work.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to do it from home. Try not to do it from the couch in front of the TV or the kitchen table. It could be a kitchen table. That could work as long as it's a dedicated workspace that you're going to work at. It just makes it so much easier.
Yeah. And I think the other thing I do is, and we joke about this when we have our stand-ups because everyone's working remote, is you get up, you take a shower, you change clothes, you put on work clothes, and then you go to work. And I think that's the best thing to make your mind get in the aspect of getting to work.
It is about a mindset.
So if they want you to log on at 9 a.m., don't roll out of bed at 8:58 and just walk down there with your baseball hat on. I mean, you can do it, but a lot of times the ritual of getting ready for work helps you get your mind straight.
Yeah. And if they expect you there at 9 o'clock, show up at 8:50 too.
Yeah, exactly.
Be the first guy on. If you're the new guy there too, be there early. It'll say something about you.
Yeah. Just log on and just start going in. So they'll probably track your logons through your VPN, I would imagine.
Yep.
So cool.
Yep.
Maverick wants to know, he wants us to name him too. Can I use Maverick as an alias? Because my Indian name is hard to say. Yeah. I mean, sure. I think that's cool. Yeah. I mean, I think so. I mean,
it's difficult to apply to a job though as Maverick. That's my issue with it. It's
put it in quotes.
You could, you could do that.
I would do that. I would say such and such Maverick, like they do, like if you're a fighter pilot on the side of your plane or something. So
you could do that. Yeah, you could do that. You could do that.
Yeah.
See, that's what MSV's done here too. Look, we just refer to you as MSV, but that's obviously your name right there.
Yeah.
Manikanta Srivishnu. I'm hoping I didn't.
And I get it. If you're applying for stuff in the U.S., for us in the U.S., we'll see that, and they're hard to pronounce sometimes, where it's commonplace in India. Right. So I'm not sure how the name Bobby Davis would be perceived in India, but it's pretty simple. So, but
let's see here. What else we got?
Look at
long
this.
list. You guys got a lot of questions today.
One of the first .com domains, pizza, costs
I
$1 million dollars.
Yeah, I saw that. Imagine if you were like early on. I mean, I was early enough to like be registering domains. I wish I would have kept some.
Yeah.
I had some early on, and I don't remember what they were, but I remember they were very simplistic words. I'm like, that's not. Why do I own that?
I have
Like,
70 domains.
Yeah, I don't have.
And I keep renewing them. I don't know why. So, but I've got one. I'm reviewing one this morning.
Never know. Oh yeah, you really. You
Yeah.
never know when you're gonna need them.
So I've got some good ones that I've been trying to sell, but no one's ever bought them. So like this $1 million for that pizza.com, like really, is it really worth $1 million? Is anyone really paying that? I don't think so, man. So plus you can get creative with your domains. If you need something around pizza, I'm sure you can find something around pizza.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I would never pay $1 million for a domain.
I mean, why wouldn't like Pizza Hut own that already? Like, why wouldn't, if it was worth $1 million, they would just buy it. I agree with that.
Or Domino's or Papa John's.
Domino's or one of the big guys would buy it, and that would be it. Yeah. I don't know what this is. Weird question. Is OData? You know what OData is? I'm guessing that's how you say it. Still widely used.
Yeah.
What is OData?
I think he's talking about like just the way he's contacting a database where he's working. So.
Oh, okay. And it is still a widely used thing?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. This is like everybody's cloud thing, right? It has to be in demand so as long as companies and vendors are locked into them.
Forever. It's really hard to move, and once you integrate into them, it's really hard to move off. So it's difficult to move your stuff. So yeah, I mean, but AWS is good though. So if they sucked and went down all the time, people would leave. So it's not that they're locked into them per se. They're locked into them. Yes, we've invested a lot of time, resources, and effort into knowing it. But if it wasn't good, they would move. And so like you're seeing Azure the same way, man. It's good. You know, it's big business, and that's a lot of the growth story for Microsoft is from Azure. So
yeah,
AWS is still.
I wonder what it is for Amazon. Yeah, I wonder what it is for Amazon.
It's got to be huge, man. If it's huge for Microsoft, it's huge for AWS.
Yeah, it is. But I wonder what for the company, because they're also They also have this physical thing where they're shipping it. I wonder. I've never looked at that. That's something interesting to look at. It's got to be. I agree. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Fury Papa. Difference between Node and .NET. If I learn
JavaScript,
help me learn
server-side language. .NET is C# as your language. I think they're different. I don't think learning one will help you learn the other. I just think that they're different. They do the same thing though. So the tooling's different. Everything's different about it. So.
But learning one language in general, the next one you decide to pick up makes it a little bit easier.
So Node isn't a language, and when he's talking about .NET, I'm assuming he's talking about ASP.NET.
I'm just talking about learning JavaScript versus learning C#.
Yeah, that's a different thing. Yeah, you can translate between the two pretty quickly. This is
we're talking about the tooling here,
infrastructure tooling, design pattern, like how does it work, and like those kind of things. So it's a little bit different. So
okay. Here's a good question. Abdullah, thanks for the question. Does GPA really matter to get a programming job?
No.
See, I find this question interesting. Like, okay, if you got a 5.0 GPA, like you had all this extracurricular and you like super excelled, then maybe. Would you put it on, if it's the only thing you have to talk about? Maybe. But if you have a portfolio, your GPA is not really going to matter.
It's not going to matter. Portfolio is going to trump it all the time. One time I would use GPAs if you have a really good one.
Right.
So like,
I'm talking about above 4.0.
Yeah. So 4.0, if 4.0 is 4.0 a B or 5.0 a.
So 4.0 is an A. 4.0 is technically the highest you can get. You can get extracurricular. You can go above 4.0.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. All right. So if you're rocking out a 2.8, like, I don't know, then I would.
I guess you're a C student. Yeah.
So, but that was me. I was kind of it's kind of funny. I'm more like a 2.8 to 3.0 student type when I was in college.
Really?
But I did good in my programming classes when I was taking them. And then
Okay.
the other classes, I would just kind of like, I don't know. I remember I went to a political science class and went to it twice and read the book. Got a B on the final. I mean, but like, I just read the guy's book. So it just depends on what you translate to. Sometimes to get a 4.0, you've got to be invested in multiple streams. And it's just, I was working too. I had to put myself through college. So you had to pick, so like,
Yeah. I got an associate's. I got a 3.98.
see?
And I was gutted that I got a 3.98 though. I wanted a 4. You know what the only class that I did not get an A in was philosophy. And I actually find that an interesting topic. And I just got a B.
So Beth, you'll hear this because I know you're coming to the school. We do not care about what a lot of times what these HR posts are. There are companies that only take CS degrees, but they are like, if there's 10 of those jobs out there, that's only one company that's really focusing in on that. And but even then, we have gotten people through with just a portfolio, because we'll say they don't have a CS degree. I'm like, look at their portfolio, man. They know how to code. The thing that should give you hope is if you took a survey, it's like 60 to 70% of all people working in development right now are self-taught. They don't have CS degrees. They got a degree in something else. And so like, then on top of that, you could take that 30% and ask them what they know right now. And did they self-teach themselves that? And that's closer to like 99%. Like, in other words, like, okay, yeah, I learned COBOL in college like me. Everything I've learned and did since then was self-taught. So that means I would say almost 100% of the people are self-taught today, and they continue to self-teach themselves because this industry is always changing. So do not worry if you don't have a CS degree. It's not a requirement. And if it is, they are discounting, like they would have to fire people on their own staff. It's just
right.
It's just the way it is.
Right.
So like, it's just the way it is. So like, I know that the big companies are way looking past that. Google's not like that. Microsoft's like that. Facebook's not like that. They're looking at people that have the propensity to learn how to code, that can teach themselves, because the things that they're building don't exist. Therefore, they need people that are problem solvers. And I think that's the main thing that you can present by showing them a portfolio. They want it. And if they bounce you immediately, just keep looking. You just need one yes.
Yep.
So
definitely. Victor says, I'd say get a CS degree after you pay off your house and establish passive income.
Okay.
Interesting.
Victor, we all want to establish passive income. You got any plan? How do we do that?
Yeah, how do we do that? That is
my YouTube passive income isn't working, as we established earlier.
But we've talked about this before. In one of our techniques is to use all of the methods for learning how to code, and one of them is get the job first, and then have the company pay for your school to go back to CS degree. Absolutely. At least in the US, a lot of companies will give you tuition reimbursement, so you can use that, go back and get the CS degree if that's something that you want to do, because you will learn stuff there for sure.
Check this out. We're not saying it's a bad thing. 30. I just got hired, no degree. I'm 39 years old, so don't give up. 100%, man. Awesome. And coding after 30, even though he's rocking orange there, he's not a Codefounder grad that I know of. So, but I like that logo, by the way. That's kind of hot.
So, I do too. That's cool. Yeah. Are you running a channel, Coding After 30? Because that's interesting. You should have a YouTube channel.
It's a good name. Maybe you can sell it.
It is. I like it.
For $1 million right beside pizza.com.
So, maybe. Oh, speaking of long domain names, look, Adam says, so saying longest domain name made me wonder what the longest domain name actually is. It's for a site in a town called Wales. I've been to that town. Now, I can't pronounce it exactly, but I took a picture at the railway station there. It's like Llanfair Pwllgwyn something Goch 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 is the Welsh name for this place. And I did go there, and their train station's amazing because they have a sign, and it's massive. The train station sign if you go there, if you go to Wales, you got to go there.
Okay. So this is interesting. What other project do you suggest to land a job aside from the bug tracker he called it bug report, but bug tracker?
Yep.
Thanks a lot for taking the time to help us. So you got a bug tracker and you want to put some other things on your portfolio. I think what you can do is start solving some problems that you find interesting in the world, but make sure it solves a business problem. The other projects that we build inside of Codefounder, we build a blog site and we build a financial portal which tracks income and expenses. All three of those projects are easily understood by a hiring manager. And that's the point. I don't want you to make a project that no one understands what it's supposed to do or what the problem is. Like I said, what's the swipe left, swipe right site? I don't know. One guy made it for hikers,
Yeah.
or free climbers.
Oh, yeah.
And so like I when you show that to hiring manager, they're like, I don't know, is that good or bad? I mean, and then a lot of times if it doesn't solve a business problem, they might think the premise is dumb. And when they think the premise of your project's dumb, they think the code behind it's dumb. You see what I'm saying? So like you got to pick something that isn't dumb, which is like, tracking your financials. It's not a dumb project to do. Everyone does that with some kind of piece of software. You also can copy software that you like and build your own version of it. That's another thing that you can do that solves a problem in the world. So hope that helps. So that's what we do.
Sanch is asking, I wish to focus on 2 fields, game development and data science. How can I achieve this?
It's going to be hard, man.
Would you say they're very different?
Pick one. I would pick one, break in, and then do what you want to do. And so the question is, what do you want to build? So in games, obviously, that's pretty easy. I want to build a game. I want to work on a game. I want to make Destiny 3. I mean, there's a lot of things that you want to do. Data science is more murky. What do you want to do there? What's driving you to data science? If it's purely, hey, there's a lot of jobs in data science, which is a good reason. It's a very good reason. Then you need to look into the tools necessary to be good at that position, which you're going to start out with Python, and then some kind of BI front end like Power BI, or there's a lot of Tableau. There's a lot of those kind of people that visualize data. So you're going to be good at visualizing data, training data, those kind of things. So on your portfolio, you should be taking data sets and training that data set and creating an application that visualizes that data set. So you could take topical data sets. Like one thing that I'm looking at is like, that's interesting to me is you can take COVID data. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of in vogue now. So you can look at death rates over year, death rates by town, death rates by city. You could look at survivor rates. You could do all kinds of things around COVID data. That would be kind of interesting.
There's definitely a lot of stats there.
So that would be a data science type thing that you could do. Even though it's already been done by John Hopkins and all these other people, you can download those raw data sets and build your own kind of charts and graphs and things like that and start showing that to people. I think that's pretty interesting. I would stay away from the data science. Let me just speak on this real quick. I would stay away from the data science generic data sets, like that don't mean anything. You see a lot of these like training data sets, and they don't really have any meaning whatsoever. And so I think when you're showing people that you know how to do this, you need to take data sets that have meaning and then show off how you made that data useful or how you implemented something so they can make decisions. The reason we use data science is to make decisions in business. So we're trying to find answers to questions that we have, and the data tells us. So make sure you have projects that do that. Game development, build a game, play the game. And a lot of times I see a lot of game development ads, or not ads, but like job postings, and they'll say, have you shipped a game? That's one of their questions. Even if you have a game on Steam that you shipped and it's like a $10 game and like 3 people downloaded it, at least you can say that, so that's it.
I'm going to put this up here. This is going to be controversial, but not really. Americans don't realize how privileged they are. A lot of times, yeah. And sometimes we do.
No, I know. Like, hey, I'm a red, white, and blue guy. I honestly understand like how good we have it here. Totally get it.
Yeah.
Get up every day amazed about. So like, I think there's a lot of people that do. So Maverick and I realize that in other countries, the job outputs are not the same, but learning to code is like this worldwide thing where we're because there's so much demand, the wealth is literally being spread across the planet. And if you walk into any bank and any size now, and you walk in a dev team, a lot of those people are from India. It's so the opportunity, because of the American economy being so big and so dominant, the opportunity is being spread across the world. And so I think, especially in coding, and I think that's a good opportunity for everyone. So So
Definitely.
hopefully, but yeah, I realize it. I don't know. Some people may walk around and
I do.
do it. Yeah, I realize
There are for sure there are people, and often we often forget. Sometimes, even if you are aware, you just forget because you are contained in like your bubble, and everybody's in their own bubble until you start thinking about things outside of it.
Yeah.
Daniel, thanks for the question. Daniel actually says he has a 13-year-old son who's getting really demotivated with his projects. What would you suggest that might keep him with it? That's interesting. I wonder what he's building at 13. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I would build something that he wants to finish.
Yeah, so I think at that age, it has to be something that he wants to do.
He wants to do at 13. And so like maybe the project's wrong for him. So building out like like I was saying, a data science project, he's like, whatever, Dad, I'm not building that.
Yes, probably not the most exciting thing.
So question, Daniel, is your son billable yet? That's what we want to know. Can you bill him out?
yeah, exactly. Can he make stuff for other people?
That's why he's demotivated. Awesome. Dad keeps making me build these restaurants websites. It's the family business, son. Get after it.
That's funny.
So, but no, I think anyway.
Yep. Here you go. Shane said he built websites for local businesses, including a small-scale admin access CMS for those websites. Give content control to the business owners. They were helpful on my portfolio when job hunting. Yep.
Yeah.
That's actual work you're producing for somebody. So that's always going to be key. Yeah. That's not necessarily a project. That's somebody's paying you to make something. That's always going to look good on a portfolio.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Oh, this is cool. Thanks, Coding After 30. Those are the channel. Those are what we do. So much good advice as a React developer. But at my job, just started learning C#. It's in high demand language. Cool. Awesome.
Yes.
Good stuff. We like that. And thank you for the compliments. We appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
I'm going to jump into this one. I normally don't answer questions like this, but David's been here so long, so I just want to answer his questions. And he wants to know about what the demonstrations are like in America. We live in Kernersville, so there was no demonstrations where we live. What you're seeing on the news is Washington, D.C. and some of the bigger cities. And last week, stuff was on fire. Like that doesn't happen here in America. It sucked. It worries all of us. And so we're hoping that something changes and that it gets better. And it looks like it has. But what I would say is we have to caution ourselves because this is the weekend. And so the weekends typically more people have more, they're not going to work and stuff like that. So things could happen again. So New York was bad. Washington, D.C. was bad. I wasn't there, so I wasn't on the ground in Kernersville. I mean, it's just like any other day. You walk outside, it's beautiful, it's peaceful, it's easy,
We had some stuff here in Greensboro. There was some protests here in Greensboro, mostly peaceful. A little bit that wasn't. And the one in Winston was big and that was peaceful and that was good.
Yeah.
There are a lot of peaceful protests that you don't see on TV. You just see the bad stuff.
You see the bad stuff. So but it was in 41 cities. So like we have 50 states here. So that was 41 cities. Most of the violence was in New York and Washington, D.C. I imagine there was stuff in L.A. as well. That was kind of bad. So, but we're not near those places. So the physical impact to us wasn't that big. But as far as like the mental aspect, when you're watching the news, just like you are and I am, I mean, like it's scary. We don't want to have the country to devolve into chaos. That would suck, So like,
Yeah, but we'll see change from this. I'm convinced of it.
No, I think you will. I mean, I really do. I mean, like even and I don't want to get into politics, but like even into like these guys were arrested and charged in the same week. That is a movement. Like a lot of times,
that's powerful.
Guys do stuff and like 6 months
and just
later,
get away with it.
He's working at a Target somewhere, but like nothing happened. Where he's here, all four of those guys got arrested and they should have been, and they're facing charges. So now they'll go through our criminal justice system. How that works out, I don't know, but like I'm sure they'll be in jail. I'm sure of it, which they should be.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
And hopefully the country will be better for it.
Yes, definitely. Let's talk about the book. How many of us get invite for book launch?
So it must be just go ahead and register, and it'll eventually fill up. That's the only way we know how to do it. So
if you've already registered, you'll be in. Like, it's not
in.
going to be a problem.
So like, but like there is a limited number of seats, and that's a limit that we can do with Zoom. And there's a theoretical limit of like, even though we could put 10,000 in Zoom, and if we had unlimited money, we could. I just don't know if I want to have a 10,000 person book launch. I mean, it's really
unless everybody buys 2 copies, then
yeah, exactly. That's cool, but like,
and it'll pay for itself.
In general, it's like so
Yeah.
we may stream it as well. We're looking into that, and we may not. We don't know if I don't know what we're going to do, but like if you want to watch what we're doing, definitely register right now.
Yeah. We'll probably also do a YouTube thing as well. Potentially, we're looking at that. Yeah. So it's like if we do hit a limit, we have the option to push it out to YouTube as well. So if you don't want to register and come in, you don't have to watch it on Zoom. We can do a YouTube thing too. So we're looking at that as an option as well. So
I just talked to David. We're going to have a conversation with David now. So like, I would say if you got a green card and you want to come here, it's not that bad, man. Okay, we're not, Minneapolis burned down, but like, it's pretty good. I mean, wouldn't you say so? You're a green card holder, so.
I'm a green card holder. I am not so I'm a permanent resident here in the US. I am not a US citizen. I'm a citizen of the UK. But I have a green card here. Depends on where you go. Obviously, it's, there's a lot of political things happening here and stuff. But on a day-to-day sort of micro level, it's business as usual.
It's still pretty good, man. I mean, like, it's still good and lots of opportunities.
But there's change happening.
Yeah.
And it's for the better too. This has changed for the better. So it's good.
It seems kind of crazy, but like New York is a long ways away from us. The vast majority of Middle America is easy street living, man. It's easy. It's very peaceful. Some of the cities are dangerous, like Chicago, and there's other places, but like that's the same true with any place in the world. So yeah, if you have an opportunity to get here and you thought it was good for you, I would definitely do it.
Yeah, definitely. So Tim's asking, where do you register for book launch?
5 steps to
softwarejob.com, and then scroll down to the bottom, and you can see there is an option to register right there, and you can register, and then we'll send you you get an invite from there. Actually,
and so what'll happen on that is it'll be a little bit of a show, kind of like where we'll talk to some people that went through the boot camp. We'll talk about the book a lot. There may be friends and family of mine on there that you can, see. So it'll be a mixture of a lot of different things where we're celebrating the book launch. This is a big deal to me. I've never thought I would get to do it. So it's more of like a personal bucket list thing. And then we just want to have a kind of celebrate, that kind of stuff. And then people will go out and review the book on Amazon that day on June 23rd. And our goal is to sell 250 books in the first week. And that's why we've discounted the book to 99 cents. And then you can buy it for 99 cents. Give me a good, sweet 5-star review, please. So like for my haters out there, please don't give me a 1-star. So like there's a few, not many, but there's a few.
There's a few.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. So that's what we're doing. So I think it'll be fun. I mean, like we're gonna be some giveaways. We're trying to organize this all right now and what we're gonna do. So it should be great. I do know there's gonna be inspiring stories there from other people that have learned to code, and that'll probably be worth the admission, which is free, to see some of these people's stories. It's kind of good.
Yep. What is this, Maverick? Have you seen the Internship movie? That movie is very interesting. I haven't. You seen that?
Yes.
Is it? Have you? Okay. Is it called The Internship?
Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway.
Oh no, I've not seen it.
Okay,
hold on now. I guess
it's so good. It's funny.
Is that what it is?
That's the one I thought of.
Now I got to Google this.
Yeah. So Robert De Niro.
The Intern. For sure. Okay. 2015. No, not seen that.
It's a good movie.
What kind of company is it? So she's interning for his company. Is that what it is?
Basically, like she sells clothing.
Okay.
So she's like a fashion brand, and then he comes in as an intern at 70.
Oh, he's the intern.
He's the intern, not Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway runs it.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Interesting.
It's definitely it's a really good feel-good movie of the year. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, interesting. Is Owen Wilson in it too? Then is it the same movie or is this something else? Hold on, maybe it's a different movie. I gotta look this up now. Like we like movie recommendations.
Owen Wilson.
No, this is a different
that's
movie.
the Google movie. Yeah, that's the Google movie.
That's the Google movie.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't seen it.
Owen Wilson, I'm kind of a fan of him. He's the same in every movie, but he's kind of funny.
Is it good, Maverick? Is it a good movie? If you send me off on a recommendation to watch it, like, and it's bad. Hold on, it's what's his face is in it too, the other guy, Vince Vaughn.
Is it?
Okay, so I know what I'm getting. It's a Vince
Vaughn,
Owen Wilson movie.
Vince Vaughn. I was gonna say it's Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson. That's exactly what you're getting. And,
okay, I know what I'm getting. So it's just Google's. It's framed around Google. Okay,
right.
There you go. Esteban loves it. John B loves it too. Maybe I'll check that out. Is that on Netflix? Maybe I need to see if that's available.
So my movie selection last night, I watched Solo last night, and Kelly fell asleep.
That's a rave review for it right there.
And she says, I want to like it.
Oh wow. You'd look at that and see that it's a 3-star review. I really want to like it.
I want to like it, but I just can't. That's my review of Solo.
Okay. That's amazing.
It's kind of funny. So we
watched. I do need to go back and watch that
because of our Star Wars episode, because she wanted to know.
Yeah.
She fell asleep.
Okay.
I want to like it. So
that's funny. That's her saying I don't like it.
So cool. All right. Well, hopefully you guys will see you on Monday. We'll hopefully have some announcements about our thing here in a couple of days. As soon as hopefully everything calms down here in the US and we can get back to doing it. So we got a big announcement coming up next week.
Yeah, hopefully we can announce it next week. If not, it'll be the week after that. We'll definitely make something happen with this. So we'll see.
And eventually, if they can't do it, we'll just run it solo. So we'll just do that. We just wanted to bring the sponsor along because it makes it cooler. But we can run it solo too.
Yep.
So anyway,
definitely.
All right. See you guys on Monday. Good luck and keep coding.
Good weekend, everybody.